Hi, I'm the List Girl and welcome to my videographic journal. Let's go! Today I wanted to discuss the topic of, I don't know why my hand just did that. Today I wanted to discuss the topic of special interests when it comes to autistic people like myself. A special interest is a certain topic or activity that some of us on the spectrum can get overly focused or obsessed with. There is a difference between a special interest and a hobby. A hobby is something that you might return to every now and again, but after a while you can forget about it and get on with your day and your responsibilities, whereas a special interest kind of doesn't go away. You're almost constantly thinking about it. You always hope to be able to discuss it with other people, and it can sometimes take over many aspects of your life, especially those normal human necessary behaviors such as eating, sleeping, showering, brushing your teeth, spending time with your family. It can take over your life. It's something that you want to spend almost every waking moment doing and learning about. It can be a source of emotional stability and a way for us to recharge ourselves. It brings us peace and happiness, and sometimes it can be even more enjoyable than anything else. It's great for stress relief. It can be a form of escapism. For us autistics, we experience burnout a lot, and for the majority of us, when we are burnt out, a lot of the time our special interest can help recharge us back to a normal level of energy and social capabilities. For me, it's the world of gaming. For some, it's the world of animals. For others, it may be the world of science, or mechanics, or mathematics, or maybe even learning about different countries and cultures. I remember seeing on TikTok, there's this autistic chick who is obsessed with flags. Kind of like Sheldon Cooper. I'd probably go as far as to say science and flags would be his special interest, considering he is clearly autistic. If anybody has watched Big Bang Theory, they would know that.
Come up with a series of exercises to help with your compulsive need for closure.
Well, I take issue with the word compulsive.
All I'm saying is we live in a world where closure isn't always an
Shun, okay.
Taking part in your special interest can kind of feel like taking a holiday from life, and that is kind of the best way to describe it. You love talking about it and you can't help but bring it up in conversations. A lot of the time it can actually get quite annoying for other people, especially if they're not interested with the topic that you're talking about, and it shows how passionate you are and how obsessed you are with the topic when you do discuss it out of nowhere. Some special interests can come and go. For example, when I was a child, it was still video games, but it was also spy games. I used to pretend I was a spy. My friend Steven and I, we used to pretend like we were spies, and I used to take that game way too far, and I'd just roll with it. Even when we weren't hanging out, I'd still go home and I'd pretend to make files of criminals and pretend to interrogate people and make up this world in my head where I was this secret agent, and yeah, I just got obsessed with it. Even though it was, for Steven, it was just a thing we did when we hung out, but for me it was this whole thing. It was a world in itself, and I've got piles and piles and piles, or I had anyways, I don't know where it's gone, of files that I made. And I wanted to learn more about espionage, so I constantly watch Kim Possible or Spy Kids or Catch That Kid, but I'm not really into espionage type stuff these days anymore at all. I'm not even interested in spy movies, let alone anything involved with it. But video games has always and will always hold the biggest space in my heart and my brain. And when it comes to special interests, autistics can collect information and items, potentially merchandise if it's a movie or a show or a book. Some parents or doctors that don't understand autism can sometimes see special interests as harmful despite it causing absolutely no harm to anybody else. They find it harmful because it can distract us from our day-to-day necessities such as eating and sleeping and taking care of our bodies. For example, if a autistic child is highly focused on their special interests, they might neglect their homework, and a parent would obviously get upset at that. For a lot of autistics, their special interest ends up being their future career choice. For example, in The Big Bang Theory, Sheldon Cooper is obsessed with science. From a young age, he works so hard at it and continuously researches it. All he can ever think of is science. He grows up to become an amazing scientist and earns a Nobel Prize. Now, I know that he is a fictional character, but the example still holds true. Many people who have won Nobel Prizes in real life most probably are autistic. A lot of amazing artists, directors, scientists, majority of people that work at NASA, I can assume, are somewhere on the spectrum. We're everywhere, and we're really good at what we do, especially when it's something to do with a special interest, which is why it is the best of ideas that if you have an autistic child or you're an autistic person yourself and you have a special interest, head towards that way when it comes to your future career, because we tend to get very far when we do that kind of shit. Take Steve Jobs, for example. He was believed to have autism, and he helped advance mobile phones as well as they did and as quick as they did. If you guys are interested what my special interests are, here is a short list: video games, conspiracy theories, aliens, anything paranormal, the topic of health and diet, and my bucket list, as well as claw machines and arcades, but mostly claw machines. And quite clearly, pixel art. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and found the information useful. If you did, please feel free to hit that like button below and subscribe for more information on autism, because that's something I do here on this channel, as well as just everything list related. I am the list girl, and just before I log off, I have one question for you. What is your next adventure?